What if the faces you've come to believe you've seen on screen for years aren't quite what you thought they were? From subtle changes to dramatic transformations, many Hollywood stars have undergone cosmetic procedures that have altered their appearance over time. This makes it difficult for long-time viewers to distinguish between natural beauty and the results of subtle interventions, and curiosity about what lies behind the glamour grows ever stronger. What do you think about the image and fame of your favorite stars? In this video, we'll explore 35 stories of celebrity transformations that have garnered global attention, uncovering little-known details and the truths behind the spotlight. The truth behind the most controversial makeovers. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. Jessica Alves has become one of the most talked about and controversial names in modern discussions about plastic surgery. Previously known for her image as a real-life Ken doll, she later publicly revealed her gender identity and lived authentically as Jessica. Often described by the media as a real-life Barbie, her story is not simply about physical transformation, but reflects a long journey in pursuing an ideal self-image, which has become central to her life. Over a decade, Jessica has undergone more than 100 plastic surgeries, including multiple nose surgeries, facial reconstructions of the jaw, cheeks, and chin, lip fillers, and various other body contouring procedures. These changes have left her original appearance almost unrecognizable. Initially, public reaction was mixed, but there was still much empathy, with many believing she was bravely living authentically and pursuing happiness in her own way. However, as the number of cosmetic procedures increased, public perception began to shift. As health complications and excessive changes emerged, the initial admiration turned into concern. Friends, professionals, and the public began to question whether this was still a journey of self-expression or had become more uncontrollable. Her appearance changed so drastically that many described it as increasingly artificial. However, what makes Jessica's journey thought-provoking lies not only in the external changes, but also in the deeper questions about her inner self. Despite global attention, many questions remain about whether she has truly achieved lasting peace and contentment. Justin Jedlica is widely known as the world's most famous real-life Ken doll. Over the years, he has publicly shared his journey of physical transformation, undergoing hundreds of procedures and cosmetic surgeries to achieve what he considers his ideal physique. His body has been meticulously modified through various implants and cosmetic interventions. Unlike many who seek surgery to correct flaws, Justin views this process as a form of personal expression. For him, beauty is not simply about conforming to societal standards, but about the right to control, design, and shape oneself as desired. Every part of the body, such as arms, chest, calves, or facial features, is shaped to reflect a very personal vision. He once likened the human body to an art form, similar to marble or clay, that can be shaped according to each individual's imagination. However, this approach has also generated considerable controversy. Some argue that excessive interventions can blur the lines between self-expression and extreme physical alteration. In a society already under immense pressure from unattainable beauty standards, many worry that Justin's image might inadvertently reinforce the notion that a natural body is not perfect enough. Furthermore, there are concerns about the health risks of undergoing multiple cosmetic procedures over a long period. Nevertheless, his supporters view his story differently. They see Justin as someone who is honest about his choices, daring to pursue his personal path without hiding or fearing public opinion. His story continues to raise significant questions about identity, beauty, and the limits of self-transformation. Martina Big is often cited as one of the most controversial figures in the field of extreme body modification. Born in Germany, she led a relatively normal life and worked as a flight attendant before becoming a model. In the entertainment industry, which values attention and shock value, Martina began to change her appearance in increasingly bold and unconventional ways. This journey started with breast augmentation using custom saline implants, gradually developing to a size believed to be among the largest in Europe. However, her transformation didn't stop at her physique. Around 2017, Martina gained international attention for using melanotan, a synthetic peptide that can darken the skin. Over time, her skin became noticeably darker, and she openly stated that she identifies herself as a black woman. She also expressed her intention to continue altering her facial features through cosmetic procedures to align with what she described as an image of African descent. These statements quickly sparked intense debate. Many argued that racial identity cannot be based solely on appearance, but is intertwined with history, culture, and life experiences, elements that cannot be achieved through cosmetic or medical intervention. Many viewed her actions as controversial and culturally sensitive. Despite the criticism, Martina denied these accusations, asserting that her transformation reflected her true self. Martina's story continues to generate heated debate, raising significant questions about personal identity, freedom of self-expression, and the ethical boundaries of extreme body modification. Bryan never imagined that a routine cosmetic procedure could completely change her life. In 2009, she was a confident, outgoing woman who simply wanted a subtle improvement to her appearance. Like many others, Carol believed that dermal fillers were a safe and popular way to maintain a youthful look. However, instead of the expected results, the procedure led to a serious medical complication that disfigured her face and caused her to lose vision in one eye. Shortly after the injection, her face began to swell abnormally. Initially, this was considered a mild reaction, but it quickly became severe and uncontrollable. The filler, later believed to contain unlicensed ingredients or injected incorrectly, possibly including silicone, spread and accumulated in the tissue. As pressure increased, it severely damaged the optic nerve, resulting in irreversible vision loss in one eye. Overwhelmed by grief and self-consciousness, Carol gradually withdrew from everyday life. For years, she limited her social interactions, avoided meeting people, and even distanced herself from her family. The turning point came when her daughter relentlessly sought hope and treatment. After careful consideration, they went to the UCLA Medical Center, where doctors decided to take on such a complex case. Through numerous lengthy surgeries, including a complex reconstruction using tissue from her back, doctors worked to restore both her function and appearance. Today, Bryan is not only a survivor of tragedy, but also a positive voice for cosmetic safety. She travels extensively to share her story, emphasizing that cosmetic procedures are still medical interventions and always carry very real risks. Rajee Narinesingh is an actress, author, and transgender rights activist whose life story reflects both extraordinary courage and profound challenges. After years of inner conflict, she decided to live openly as herself. Like many transgender women, Rajee hoped that facial feminization procedures would help her feel more confident and attuned to her gender identity. However, the high cost of legal medical services made it unaffordable. While searching for a cheaper option, she met O'Neill Ron Morris, who was unlicensed but claimed to be an expert. What followed was a serious deception. Morris injected Rajee's face with a dangerous mixture of industrial substances, including components later identified as similar to cement and mineral oil, completely unsuitable for medical purposes. The consequences were almost immediate and extremely severe. Rajee's face swelled abnormally, becoming disfigured in a way that terrified and embarrassed her. She gradually withdrew from social life, hiding herself behind thick layers of makeup, wigs, and prolonged isolation. For a time, it felt as if both her voice and her confidence had been taken away. Finally, Rajee rediscovered the strength to speak up. Her appearance on the show Botched marked a crucial turning point, as specialized surgeons helped remove some of the toxic substances and began the process of reconstructing her face. More importantly, that experience helped her regain her confidence and her voice. Today, Rajee Narinesingh uses her own story to warn people about the serious risks of unlicensed cosmetic procedures, emphasizing that the despair of being exploited can leave lasting, lifelong consequences. Sahar Tabar, a young woman from Iran, gained global attention after a series of shocking images of her went viral on social media. Her appearance, often compared to an extreme and somewhat eerie version of Angelina Jolie, quickly became the focus of curiosity, controversy, and misunderstanding. With her gaunt face, overly emphasized lips, and unusually sharp nose, Sahar was labeled by many as someone who had gone too far with her cosmetic obsession. However, the reality behind those images is far more complex than what the media initially reported. While she admitted to having undergone some cosmetic procedures, much of her shocking appearance was created through heavy makeup, accessories, lighting angles, and especially digital editing tools like Photoshop. This image was deliberately constructed to attract attention in the highly competitive social media environment, where shocking content tends to spread more easily. However, public perception sometimes blurs the lines between reality and manipulation. In 2019, Sahar Tabar was arrested by authorities in Iran. Notably, this wasn't related to plastic surgery, but rather to allegations concerning content posted on social media, including allegedly offensive behavior and promoting inappropriate lifestyles. After a period of detention, she was released. Sahar's story isn't just about appearance. It reflects the dark side of online fame. It shows how the pursuit of online attention can blur the lines between image and reality. For many observers in an age of rampant digital content and image editing, Sahar Tabar's experience serves as a reminder of how easily illusion can be mistaken for reality. Pixie Fox is a figure who blurs the lines between fantasy and reality. Inspired by cartoon heroines and stylized comic book art, she embarked on a unique journey to transform herself into a living cartoon character. For Pixie, natural beauty or conventional standards weren't the goal. Instead, she aimed for exaggerated body proportions, like fictional characters in the art world. Over the years, she underwent a series of cosmetic procedures, including lip augmentation, facial surgery, breast augmentation, and most notably, extreme changes to her waistline. She once shared that she had some ribs removed to achieve an unusually small waist, a claim that sparked much debate and raised doubts among medical professionals. The act of incorporating cartoon-like features into a real body has forced many to reconsider the boundaries between art, the human body, and biological reality. Controversial opinions often revolve around the safety and long-term consequences of such procedures, especially when they go beyond conventional medical standards. However, Pixie maintains that her appearance is a form of artistic self-expression, not a pursuit of social validation or approval. Maintaining such a distinctive appearance requires perseverance, discipline, and significant physical and mental endurance. Behind that striking image lies a lifestyle that demands constant care and maintenance. Her story also opens up broader questions not only about beauty, but also about the boundaries between individual freedom and societal norms. Ultimately, Pixie Fox's journey is not simply about physical transformation, but reflects a profound discussion of identity, creativity, and the extent to which people are willing to go to pursue their own ideal image. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. See you in the next video.